Hello again, Jay Garvens here, going through another radio show, a great one here in March. And if you're in Colorado, I have to mention the crazy weather. When you live in Colorado, you can have 65-degree weather last week and 25-degree weather this week. So if you're in Colorado, just stay tuned because the weather changes faster than the subjects on my radio show. But as for the Jay Garvens Show, and this week, I'm going to be talking about a subject that's really on everybody's mind nationally, but specifically in here in Colorado, is why is our housing supply shrinking? I read an article in Drudge that talked about the inventory of houses across the board nationwide are shrinking. Millennials have less inventory. Well, why is that? And as you can see, it breaks down to 4 different items. The biggest factor that a lot of people don't talk about is the Great Recession. See, the smaller metropolitan areas that you go to, the Colorado Springs and Pikes Peak region, which I'm talking about a lot, but also communities in the outlying areas of Nashville, Tennessee, outlying areas of Austin as you get more remote. Builders and contractors really slowed down in the Great Recession, where there weren't a presence of national builders and there weren't communities that were way overbuilt like the Las Vegas and the Fort Myers, Florida, and things like that. Colorado Springs specifically slowed down our building and development dramatically, so inventories were built slower and slower. So now they're playing the catch-up game, and that brings us to number 2. Number 2 is the fact that we do have a millennial movement. You've seen my shows where I'm talking about the millennials coming of age, but specifically in the Pikes Peak region, we're becoming a very popular place to where the movement into the communities are more than other communities. And number 3, the growing pains, now that contractors and developers are getting going. In development, we've got a lot of regulations. The administration's trying to cut that back, but so do communities. So it takes longer to get building projects going. And finally, the thing that's hitting the growth the most is the regulation rut. See, not only do you have the developers that have to buy the land, but in Colorado, we got the peeble mouse, the spotted owl, everything that will shut down projects. So those 4 major factors I'm going to talk about in the radio show today, talking about our housing supply and why it's so limited. It's because of the recession. It's because the millennials are coming of age. It's because we've got growing pains to catch up with new development. And finally, we're all learning how to get through that development rut. Tune into the show this week, tomorrow, as I go through this in even more detail, but wanted to leave you with some real nuggets as to why the housing supply is in such strong dwindling state.